Welcome to the WrestleBuzz Night of Champions prediction show. What's going on, everybody? It's Joey or Joseph Grush, whatever you want to call me today, from WrestleBuzz and the Wrestling Journal podcast. I'm joined by a good brother of mine, Joe from Project Kayfabe podcast. What's going on, dude? How you doing?
Nothing much. Pretty good. Excited to get back into this whole podcast and stuff, and excited just to talk about wrestling. It's been a while.
Hell yeah, man. It's been a good couple weeks, month or so.
Yeah.
But we're getting back in the swing of things here. A big weekend in wrestling, Memorial Day weekend. A lot of shows. We got Impact on Friday, Night of Champions on Saturday, NXT and AEW on Sunday. Today we're going to discuss Night of Champions, Saturday, Riyadh, an afternoon show. What do you think about those afternoon shows? Do you like those?
I do enjoy it. It's kind of annoying that it's going to be happening on such a busy weekend because I feel like some people want to do things on a Saturday, so I just can't be a bum and watch wrestling all day. But I do enjoy it. If I had a little bit of a less busy weekend, I'd enjoy it. I remember the last time they had it when Logan Paul went against Roman. I went to some bar with my boy Finn, and that was a fun time just to go to a little bar and just watch wrestling with a bunch of strangers and just drink. It was cool.
Yeah, dude. I always wanted to do that. I never got a chance to go to a bar and watch wrestling. But imagine like during the day, afternoon show, day drinking, watching wrestling at a bar. It's got to be fun.
It's great because then you just keep drinking later.
Yeah, it is a busy weekend. I don't think I'll be able to watch this live. I'm not sure. I gotta find some time, but I'll definitely check it out at least at some point before the night ends. Let's get into it though, man. A lot of hype for this card. What originally was King and Queen of the Ring, now turned Night of Champions, and not all the championships are being defended, but that's for another discussion. Let's start off Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Trish making a comeback, doing a couple more matches than I thought she would probably get coming back. What do you got here, man? Becky or Trish?
I want to say Becky because, just because of who she is and what she's been through, but they just, they kind of dragged Trish out of retirement. She chose to, become a wrestler again for a bit. And now it's like, how long will she be wrestling? Like, is this going to be like her last match for a long time? Is she going to be one of those part-timers where like her next match might be SummerSlam or something like that? So I am curious on just the direction on what they want to do, especially like building up this heel Trish. I feel like they're keeping Becky out of the title picture for a little bit, which is fine because Becky's, was all over it for the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, it's a tough one. I feel like I want to say Trish Stratus just because if they made her go heel and they made her do this, like I feel like she needs a big win to see what else she has going on. Like maybe she challenges like Bianca or Rhea. Maybe she has like this apparent, like I remember it was a rumor that Lita is going to have they're going to have a feud maybe at some point. So like, Lita's injured, or quote unquote injured. So it'll be interesting to see. But I'm gonna go Trish just to see. I want to see more develop from this. I don't want her to lose, and then I don't know, like it takes away her build of like being like, oh, I'm a heel now and I'm one of the best women wrestlers ever. So you got to respect me. If I lose to Becky, which it's not a bad loss to have, I still think like, oh, what are we trying to do here if she's taking this L? That's kind of how I look at it right now.
Yeah, honestly, you make a good point there. I didn't know going into this who I had picked. You think Becky versus Trish, like Trish kind of passing the torch, quote unquote, even though Becky's had the torch. But you're like you said, I don't know what she's planning on doing for the summer. Is she going to be back for Money in the Bank? Is she going to be SummerSlam? How many more times is this feud over? Is this going to be? This is like the first match of the feud, right? So who knows? I think I'm going to go with Trish as well. I think we either see them run the program through the summer and end it at SummerSlam, or like if they do Trish versus Lita again, I'm down with that too. I think they both can go at this age for being out for so long. I think we got to give them credit where it's due. But I think I'm going to go with Trish on this, and hopefully we get a couple matches for the summertime because I think it could be a fun program for sure. We'll stick with the ladies here. Natalya versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Joe, they still haven't swapped the titles yet. Rhea's still holding the SmackDown title on Raw. Still kind of confused about that. Maybe a long-term discussion for a different podcast. But who do you got going into this match? Natalya over Rhea Ripley?
It's funny because like Natalya's been in the business for so long. Like she's been doing this for a while. Like she's a vet. She might be like she's probably the longest term wrestler here. Maybe her and like Tamina probably are like the
Mhm.
longest ones who have been with this company and haven't left. But the thing, it's funny because when you say she's going against Rhea Ripley, you don't expect her to win. And that's the thing. And like you bring up a good point. Like she is still SmackDown's women's champion on Raw, which I'm
Mhm.
surprised they didn't do like the whole switch that they did with the New Day and Street Profits. So I don't know why they didn't do that. Maybe they have something going on with that. But like Rhea's just on top of the world right now. Rhea's killing it. Judgment Day is killing it. It only makes sense for Rhea to walk away as champ, and I'm going to stick with that. I don't see her dropping the belt. So, unfortunately, Natalia, the long term vet, is taking another one of these big L's in her career, which is kind of sad. But hey, she's making good money.
Yeah. No, I'm sure she's fine financially. It sucks though because on this past go home of Raw, like Natty wasn't even featured, and like this is it's a championship match for her, and she came at it was kind of her. And I'll get to Ali and Gunther next, but it's kind of in the same position as Ali's in too. It's kind of like someone that's overlooked a lot. Um, Maybe not as a company person as Natalia is, but Natty got no love on this past go home of Raw with Rhea, and she put something out on social media that kind of like almost like vented about it a little bit, and you kind of felt bad for her. And if they would have let her say that stuff on Raw, like you want sympathy for somebody, that's it right there. Rhea's red hot, and I could say this is a lock of like the year that Rhea's gonna win, unless something fucking crazy happens, but nothing. I doubt it. Um, I can't imagine uh Natty winning, and I feel bad in a sense, but it just there's no chance in hell.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it doesn't feel like this whole feud has gotten any real love. I mean, if she wasn't even on the go home, and
Yeah.
I feel like most of what Rhea's been dealing with has just been like being with Dom and just being with the Judgment Day. So it's like, and also while she's been champion, and I think what this is maybe well, actually after Zelina Vega, this is like her first title defense after
Mhm.
this. So second, it just doesn't feel like she's the champ, but it hasn't been like important or a priority to showcase that she's like the dominant force of the women's like division. I feel that's kind of how I see it, but who knows? Maybe after this they have something big lined up. But it would be cool if, like, it is a safe lock to say. I feel like Rhea Ripley should win, but like it would be really cool if Natalia somehow walked away as champ, just because like she deserves it. She's been killing it, similar to
Yeah.
what you were saying with Mustafa Ali. Like people that have been overlooked but have been consistently doing well, especially in the ring for the
Mhm.
entire career.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, God bless you, Natty, but you got to go Rhea on this one. We'll run with the Ali Gunther thing here. Again, kind of like I think it's just a placeholder just to get to the next level, and nothing against Ali. I mean, he's sick. He's awesome. He just has never found like his footing yet, and whether who's that on him or creative, whatever. Um, but I'm excited for this match more than I am for Rhea and Natty because I think the styles of Gunther and Ali would be fun as fuck. I'm gonna take Gunther obviously in this one as well. Again, nothing against Ali. Uh, you never know, I guess, in this sense. Like, I think Ali definitely has a better chance of beating Gunther than Natty has a better chance of beating Rhea. In a sense of, and I don't want to speak out of like term here, but like he's not from Saudi or he's not Saudi Arabian, but like it's just the Middle Eastern culture, I think resonates with him more than, you know what I'm saying, like a Natty, and like people probably love him there, or you know what I'm saying. I don't want to, again, I'm speaking out of term. Like
Yeah.
I'm a white American, so I don't want to say it like without
No, I
getting
feel what you're trying to
crossing
say
the
there.
line here,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like they're giving him this opportunity in that area for maybe not for that reason. I mean, he deserves it, but it could also be a place where he does get that W. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to go with Gunther. I think there's going to be a lot of false finishes, a lot of close calls. Uh, is Ali going to get some help from maybe some people that we haven't seen in a while? I don't know. But what do you think, Joe? What do you got?
Will be cool if Slapjack comes back and
Oh, dude.
helps him get the W. But no,
Hell yeah.
I think no. This is this. You bring up a good point with the whole styles. I mean, Gunther is a is a wrestler. That man, he's a king of the ring if there would be one.
Yeah.
And that's also surprising that they just kind of got rid of that. So I wonder when would they bring this king of the ring and queen of the ring back. But I digress. But Mustafa, it would be fucking cool as hell to see him somehow get this win. Like no one's expecting it. This is kind of like, it almost because like he isn't like Saudi, but like it almost felt like, oh, let's get a brown person on this matchup on the card because we're in this country. That's what it kind of felt like at first, but like he deserves it.
Sure.
He deserves to be in a position because he's been killing it. I remember for the longest time on Twitter, like he was just like when Vince was back in charge, he was always just like kind of like venting on Twitter. Like if you fucked with him on Twitter, he would violate you for a while on there, and he was like showing clips of how crazy he could go in the ring. So I mean, he deserves a good opportunity. It would be amazing to see if he just somehow got the win. Like it would be like one of the biggest upsets ever in the last couple of years. I just don't see it. I see like if Gunther is going to lose it, I still pray somehow Sheamus is the one that does it because I've been wanting that to happen for a bit. But I'm going with Gunther. But I think this match will be really fun. And, this will be a good spotlight for Mustafa Ali. I mean, he went from being like this random guy from, NXT, like 205 Live / Cruiserweight Classic to then, no real direction, having some good matches to then the Retribution shit that was, hey, at least you got a sweater out of it. But then and then now he like went from like, he was wearing shorts, he was wearing pants. Then he had this thing with Ziggler. Now he's just happy all the time.
I don't know, man.
It's some weird direction. And like, that's the thing. It's like you bring up like, is it his fault? Can you just really blame creative? Like, I wonder if they just told him go out there and try and connect with the fans of what would happen. But yeah, man, Mustafa deserves a lot, but Gunther is I feel like the obvious choice. But I would love an upset.
Yeah, I think we got to look at this point like there's a similarity of winning the IC title and also having the opportunity to be there as well. Where now he's not going to win, right? And let's see what happens after this opportunity. It can either go stay at this like in this level, or it can go down, or it can go higher. That'll determine where he's at, right? So he has this opportunity, get over, get a great reaction, get some buzz, and then showcase what you're able to do against a monster. And then hopefully, if there is doubters in the back, they see it, even though they should have already, and they can push them elsewhere to go after. To have maybe more prominent feuds on TV. I don't know. All right, let's move forward here. Asuka versus Bianca Belair, Raw Women's Championship. This one's definitely not as easy to pick as the first, the last two. I kind of want to, like Bianca hit her number. I'm thinking Asuka takes this one, dude. And the only reason why I say that is because she's faced Asuka already, and now Asuka's coming back around for it again. Like if Asuka loses again, dude, I think as big of as a fan of as I am of her, I think this is like could be a killer for Asuka if she loses. Like for her, any type of momentum she has, because like what does she do after it? Like I think this needs to be it. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Asuka as a betting man and as a hopeful like watcher. And there's nothing against Bianca. And we kind of seen like at what was the last show in Puerto Rico? Backlash. EO getting that love, man, and Bianca getting booed. Now I know it was a hot crowd, but I think we're like if they see that, maybe they're like, all right, let's not ruin her right now. Let's let her lose the belt now. Like gain some steam back and chase after it again or something like that. But I'm gonna go with Asuka. I think she's a little more menacing now with this new jalapeno mist or whatever she calls it. But we'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna go with Asuka, bro.
No, I agree. I want to also go with Asuka. I haven't really kept up with the storyline too much, but knowing that they're facing each other again, it's more of like Asuka needs a big win ever since she's changed this to a little darker gimmick,
Yeah.
And it's like she hasn't really like I wouldn't say she's a big loser, but I wouldn't say she's a big winner. Like you make this big dramatic character change, you expect like something comes out of it. And I know Triple H is a big Asuka fan. I mean, he made her a beast in NXT. And when she came, to the main roster, she was a beast there too for a bit until, the big where she was stagnant for a while. And I'd say this is the moment too. And going on what you're saying about like with Io and Bianca, where Bianca was getting booed. It's funny because a lot of people want to call her like the Jane Cena. I think you've mentioned
Yeah.
it before.
Mhm.
Like, you don't want to tread to that territory where it's like she shows up and she's just getting booed, not because she sucks, but because like people are just see her win too much. People are too exposed to her too much. So like, and everyone loves a good crawl. Like Bianca's had so many crawls for the title that have done so well, especially over the last couple of WrestleManias that she's been a part of. Like it would
Yep.
be really cool to see like, her take a break from the title picture a bit, get her into some more like, I don't know, like develop her character a little bit more. I feel like she has the character of like, hey, I'm the bestest, that's
Turn
cool.
her
But like
heel, maybe.
turn her heel would be cool. Like get her like she was talking a lot of crap in the NXT days. She was
Dude.
funny. She was great in the NXT days when she was a little bit of a heel. So
But
I agree.
I
Like,
want to almost compare it to like how Sasha was an awesome heel in NXT, and
yeah,
she came up and it was kind of like, I didn't get that same feel that I got from her as I got from her in NXT when she turned heel. I'd love to see Bianca turn into 11. Um, that speaking of that, maybe she turns heel in this match to get the win over Asuka. Like,
maybe.
and so like if that happens, I'll be like, okay. If she like cheats to win or something like that, she knows she can't really beat Asuka or avoid the mist. I don't know, but I think I want Asuka to win. I'm going to stick with Asuka.
Same. I'm sticking with Asuka. She needs it at this rate. In terms of like I said, you can't change your character. You can't be gone for a bit, go darker in a way, quote unquote. Still stay a face, but nothing big happens for her for the title picture. And yeah, Bianca hit the accomplishment. She hit that,
Yeah.
so you could always take it off. We don't need another 1,000-day reign in
No.
this company at the moment.
Dude, think about it. We got Reigns, Gunther, and Bianca
Yeah,
all run at the same time. I mean, that has Triple H written all over it.
it's impressive as hell.
Yeah, it's great. It's creating dominating champions. So I'm not a problem. I don't have a problem with it, but I think you could end one of them, right? So
Yeah.
let's be honest. And so they're labeling Night of Champions a triple main event, and I believe the last three matches that we're going to talk about are the three main events. I don't think anyone else
Yeah.
was categorized as one of the main events. I could be wrong. So we'll do Cody versus Brock in a regular old singles match. Cody got the upper hand in Backlash. At the first win out of the it seems like it's going to be a series here in a quick roll up. It's been kind of up and down since then. Beat downs by Brock. Getaways by Cody, it seems, maybe a punch in here and there. Where do you see this one going, Joe? And are you excited for this little feud they got going here with Cody and Brock?
I mean, it's still crazy. Like, if you told me in 2019 Cody and Brock were going to be a main WWE feud, I'd be like, you're lying to me. What are you smoking? This is the AEW EVP right here. But I mean, hey, I've always, a lot of people shit on Brock, especially after, him beating the streak and all that. But I will say he's always brought me entertainment. And Cody
Sure.
is Cody Rhodes. He brings tons of entertainment. I am like surprised that this is just a ordinary singles match with the amount of brutality that Cody has had to deal with from Brock ever since he, beat him at Backlash or even post Mania. So I'm surprised they're not doing like I don't know, like a last man standing or like a strap match or something like that.
Mhm.
But I would say, I mean, maybe this is going to be like a best of three kind of series, another trilogy under Cody Rhodes' belt, and I'd want to say Brock Lesnar gets the win on this one. Maybe they go for another match afterwards, or maybe this is it. But I feel like Brock, besides his win on Omos, as Brock, yeah, it feels like Brock has lost a lot in the last, but it's Brock Lesnar. He could lose and
Yeah.
he'll still be challenging for the World Heavyweight title the next night,
And winning it too.
Exactly. So I'm going to go with Brock just because I want to see what else happens here. And I don't know. I feel like this very interesting direction that they're doing with Cody Rhodes ever since he was supposed to finish the story and win the WWE title and then, got involved in the world title tournament. I wonder what are they ever going to do to get him back online to winning a, world title that hopefully isn't a world heavyweight title.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm going to say Brock just to see what else happens here. And, Brock's been kicking his ass, so you can't take another L after the ass beatings you've been giving to him outside of the ring.
Yeah, it looks like in this past Monday, I think he broke his arm or that's what they're going to run with. This guy, I
Yeah.
mean, Cody's going to be injured in every fight he's in, I think. But I think that's what they're. So when they hyped it up as a fight, right? He's like, I want to fight you. They keep saying, I want to fight. I thought they were going to make it a fight pit. Like that would have been cool. I mean, that would have gave Brock, I mean, the clear advantage, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Brock as well. I think it's gonna be they're gonna have the rubber match, whether it's at Money in the Bank or at SummerSlam. Because Money in the Bank, remember, I know Money in the Bank is a gimmick pay-per-view, but it's also in London, so they're gonna want some huge matches on that as well, not just the ladder matches. So I think there's potential to bring that the third of the series there. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Brock as well. I think Cody just too beat up, and I think there's just no way you beat Brock 2 times in a row, dude. Like you beat Seth 3 times in a row. That was a shocker. They can't run that again, I don't think, right? They can't. I don't know.
I saw some interesting stat. I could be a little off by the numbers, but I think it said like something about Brock has done like every pay-per-view since like Rumble or something like that, or even a little beforehand. We've been getting a lot of Brock over the last year or so. It's pretty impressive for a part-timer to see him just doing things like jobbing out to Cody Rhodes or, going against Omos at Mania instead of like going against your boy Wyatt. It's very interesting to see that Brock's been playing. Hey, he's been playing ball. That's all I'm saying. It's very interesting to see Brock that's like, I don't have to be going for a world title every moment.
That's cool to see though. It kind of like, quiets a lot of the naysayers about him that all like talked a lot of crap. Maybe not crap, but they had their negative opinions about Brock showing up whenever he wanted to. I think it just the guy did what he wants. Now he wants to contribute to the business. I think it's kind of like whether or not he's beating the Omoses or if he beats Cody, it's still giving them this platform, right? You're getting a match against Brock Lesnar on a pay-per-view. It's a big deal. So
yeah. And it's crazy also doing this all without Paul Heyman. Who would have thought Brock on his own would be entertaining as hell?
He's killing it. So kind of just like for me, cementing his spot in like all-time greats. Easy. Whether he was there already or not, he's definitely like showing he could do it on his own and having no issue at all. All right, you can argue what's going to be the last match of this pay-per-view. There's been a lot of rumors of what's going to go on first or what potentially could be going on first and what's going to go on last. I'm going to run with what I think should be the lineup here, but I'm going to go with the tag team match, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the tag team titles. Still undisputed and together. No separation yet. We'll see how far that long lasts. Damn. I think Kevin and Sami hang on to it. I think we're going to get some, shenanigans from the Usos. I think they've had enough. And I think either it's intentionally or unintentionally, they're going to super kick somebody in the bloodline or something like that, and then they're going to get the pinfall. That's what I'm going to run with. I know it's not really a groundbreaking prediction here. I think it's kind of been talked about whether it's them, but though I think the toss-up is, are they going to turn on them or are they going to accidentally hit them, and then that's going to lead to like other things. But I think Kevin and Sami are going to stick as tag team champions. Joe, what do you got?
Kind of similar to what I said in the Mania prediction, where it's like, I was saying how like Cody is going to win, but like how crazy would it be to see Roman over Cody with the belts? How crazy would it be just to see Roman with 4 fucking belts over Sami Zayn, who's first time in Saudi ever for one of these shows, and Kevin Owens? I mean, that picture itself, that'd be another one where the internet, I mean, I think at this point, the IWC, who cares? But like they'll lose their fucking mind if Roman wins another 2 belts. But I'm still in it just for the wow factor, the oh my god moment. But no, I think the Usos are one of the best tag teams ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear. And, for a while they've been aligned with Roman, the bloodline. But at the end of the day, Roman's been, he's the guy. And if you talk back to him, he's going to tell you, he's going to put you in your place. And I remember Jimmy had that shirt saying like, oh, I'm no one's bitch or whatever the hell for a hot second. But then he got played so hard by Roman when he shoved him in the face. And it's just, he's looking like a bitch. So gotta love it. But I think I agree. There should be some sort of shenanigans where it's like they cost them the match, or I kind of want them to cost it on purpose, because I feel like I don't need another bloodline town hall meeting the next day on like
That's fair.
SmackDown where it's like Roman's like, "Oh, why'd you do this?" It's like he's obvious why he did this. Like he's like, "Oh, I'm the tribal chief," you know. It's like I don't think we need another one of that, but it would be interesting to see what happens. Like I still, you got the idea too of like Solo like is watching his younger brothers getting or his older brothers getting like bitched out. So it's like, what if Solo is like, nah, I'm with my real bloodline, the actual we came out of the same womb type of bloodline, not you, cuz. So
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see, but yeah, I want to go Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn's, but the other part of me wants to like somehow like bet on DraftKings, like, oh, they're gonna win and see how big the pot is on that side of things because just the moment itself. But yeah, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and hey, Sammy's first time in Saudi, and who knows when. So that's also really fucking cool. When they announced this, I'm like, whoa, this is actually happening, huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's pretty. I was definitely shocked. I think like just from listening to things, I didn't do like proper research. So I could be wrong again.
Same.
But I think just from what I've heard, like Sammy is Syrian. I know Syria and Saudi Arabia had beef, and I think in the recent months, like it's actually a lot of things cooled off. So I think that's what's prevented him from going in the past, as Kevin just supporting his friend, I believe,
Yeah.
and other things that happened in Saudi Arabia. But I think that was like a main thing for Sammy. So I think that's to get him over there and like, I mean, I saw he posted something on Instagram today. It was really cool to see.
Yeah.
It'd also be weird, like I think if the again Roman holding 4 belts would just be fucking insane.
God
But
mode,
yeah,
literally.
but it'd be wild to think like if the if they won the titles, that means that they'd go into a feud with the Usos for the titles, which mean like no one else is going for these tag titles. And I think like in the future pay-per-views, like KO and Sammy could be like good title holders and like provide good matches. Like this has to be it for like this is it. KO and Sammy are done with the blood. And then after this match going forward, it's just the internal bloodline situation. That's what it is. And I don't think it should go anywhere else but that direction.
Yeah, no, I agree because we don't, we've seen enough of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn with the bloodline. They need to go away. They need to have their own separate, run with the belts, doing their thing without them because it'd just be very interesting to finally see who else they could go with. Like I know we had that match that they were with the Street Profits, but that was like for the Raw after Mania. That wasn't anything special, but like a real feud with someone else would be cool.
Yeah.
And then also like we still have this whole, we got plenty of stuff to keep the bloodline busy. Like they're cracking internally. I always loved the idea of like, hey, the storyline started with Jay and Roman. What if it ended with Jay and Roman? Like that would be fucking cool.
Yeah.
So it would be great to see if things just, changed up a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that. All right. Let's main event it today. Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles for the new World Heavyweight Championship. An interesting tournament to say the least. SmackDown and Raw being both involved. I'll get right to it, Joe. The hype is clearly behind Seth. He has the video packages, the interviews. What's AJ getting? Really nothing. Are they making it that obvious for us as viewers to like know already? I know like going into it, it's like, all right, he's already the Raw superstar. It's a Raw designated title. I mean, could AJ win? I mean, in the beginning, like could a SmackDown, I shouldn't say AJ, could when I first saw the bracket, I'm like, could a SmackDown guy win? Sure. He just moves to Raw. It's a simple switch. But AJ has he has the Good Brothers and then Mia Yim with him. Like, do they go with him if he wins? Like, it's a lot of things, a lot of questions when it comes to AJ.
Yeah.
And like I said, the interviews, the video packages with Seth, I think they showed like AJ putting over Seth in these in a video package from like back in the day. Is there any way Seth doesn't win this match?
I feel like, for me, like this is such a toss up because God, like AJ Styles is probably on my Mount Rushmore of like favorite wrestlers from
Yeah.
personal. So I would love for him to win. But yeah, like at this moment, Seth Rollins, this is probably the hottest he's been in like I want to say his entire career. I mean, mind you, he had the whole Money in the Bank, the world title stuff, but this is like the most amount of love that he's like. Remember, he's supposed to be a heel, and this entire time he's supposed to be a heel until he eventually now is like I guess a face. He was a heel, but still getting cheered and loved and getting admiration from everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like it only makes sense to put the world title on him right now. make him the inaugural world champ. Even though I heard they're going to continue the lineage of the original world title.
That's what I saw.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I think you might have seen this too, but apparently AJ Styles basically said, "Yeah, this is the number 2 belt. I mean, look at it. Like, see what happened. Roman has been the champ, and they needed to give us a secondary belt." So I'm like, the moment I read that, I'm like, damn, they're not giving him the belt. That's all that means. They must have told him a while ago, "Yeah, you're not going over, buddy." I'm like, damn, because I feel like if he was going to be world champ, he wouldn't say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, just looking at it, like, you're part of the company. You're supposed to put this shit over. And he's like kind of already buried the belt, which makes me think he's going to put on like a 5-star classic with Seth, and Seth's going to get the win. But going back to it, like, yeah, they've shown a lot of attention to Seth. And I mean, it makes sense. He's so fucking over. You can't go anywhere without, like, it's the whoa from Cody and the woes like for his song. So for Seth. So I think, yeah, Seth gets to win, even though I look at him like this is like maybe AJ's last one to, he has like maybe at least 3 years left before he can't really, before he'll probably just close the door on wrestling. But yeah, I would love for it to be AJ, but it just feels like it's going to Seth, and it feels right.
Yeah, not that I would want Seth to win. I do 100%. I just feel like they're making it so damn obvious, man. It's crazy.
Maybe they swerve us.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I again, I'm gonna go with Seth as well, but I just wanted to bring that up. Like, this is so like they're just giving it to us on a platter here. But we are gonna get the match, right? So that's like something huge. I know they've probably had matches before.
Yeah,
I can't pick one out from where it happened, but this is gonna be good, 100%. Whether it opens the show, whether it closes the show, it'll probably steal the show if I had to guess. So
100%. I think it should close. It should be the main event. I mean, Night of Champions. Sure, I know the tag belts, and it makes sense too. But this is your inaugural world champ. Make it feel special, especially when you got AJ saying this is the number 2 belt. You got to counteract it.
What does that make? This is the new belt, and it's gonna if it opens the show to your Universal Champion, who's not even defending the Universal title.
Yeah,
they can go about it a better way. But goddamn, it's gonna be a hell of a show. Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, in Saudi. Night of Champions should be a good one. I hope if you watch and you enjoy it, thanks for watching us here today. Do that YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. I don't really mention that much when we do the videos, but make sure you go do that. Put your predictions down in the comments if you want to, join along with us here. And check us out, WrestleBuzz on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You're on YouTube. We have the WrestleBuzz Podcast Network, anywhere you download podcasts. Joe's at Project_Kayfabe on Twitter and Instagram, and TikTok too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So go check us out there. Support the brand of WrestleBuzz, and everyone, take care, stay safe, watch pro wrestling.